What's going on YouTube? Dio, aka Bonds, Urban Tech Reviews, and today on the channel I'm going to be doing a review of the Acer Aspire notebook. Now this is the A515-51-3509. Alright, now you can get this laptop, notebook, whatever you want to call it. You can get this on at Walmart, and you can get it for $419 before taxes. After taxes, it's gonna run you like $475, maybe a little more, depending on where you're getting it from, what state you in really. It has an Intel Core i3 7100 processor, 2.4 gigahertz, 3 megabytes of total cache or cache, however you want to call it. It's running Windows OS, of course. That's Windows 10 Home that it comes pre-installed, and it has Intel GPU 1920 by 1080 resolution. That's Full HD, 15.6 inch screen. You got a 1 terabyte hard drive, HD camera, 3,220 milliamp battery. You got Bluetooth and Wi-Fi communications. You got 2 USB ports, 2.0, and you got 1 USB 3.0 port and 1 USB Type-C port. You have an HDMI port. You have one 3.5 millimeter headphone jack port, whatever you want to call it. 1 SD port, so you know you want to slide SD card in here, mini with the adapter, you can do that. What else do you have? You got 12 gigabytes of maximum RAM. Now this it has 8 gigabytes installed in one slot, and it's expandable to 12. So if you want to expand it, pop that one out, put you a 12 gigabyte in there, and you're good to go. DDR4. You got a dual core processor, 64-bit computing, which is basically, it means the size of the data that it can handle. All right, that's all that the 64-bit computing means, and I think it's like 4 million more than the 32 gigabytes. So I mean, if you nerd it, you know what I mean, if you nerd, then you understand what I'm talking about. It has hyper-threading technology, which means it allows a single microcompressor to act like 2 separate compressors. You know what I mean? So like I said, if you nerding, you know about that. You know what I'm talking about. Dual digital mic, which it's just a Acer feature that they have, and it's basically gonna give you better quality digital microphone. True harmony, which all that means is that it enhances audio similar to Dolby, but without GUI, you know what I mean, so without that. And then you have color intelligence, which is another Acer feature, and it dynamically adjusts gamma and saturation without clipping over saturation. You got tablet mode on here, which allows you to turn your PC into a tablet, and basically you just cut out you cut out the keyboard and the mouse. So you basically just cut that out, and be able to touch, you know what I mean, touch whatever you need to touch. All right, now that's the basic, that's the rundown. I'm gonna give you the look of it. Now, you see we got at the top, I don't know if y'all can see that, we got Aspire right there, Acer logo right here. Now if you go to the left side, you have, this is your lock right here. So if you want to use a Kensington lock or whatever other lock that you want to use, you can use that. And then you have a port right here, which is your Ethernet. You know what I mean? You slide your Ethernet port in there. And then you have your USB Type-C port right here, which is reversible. Anybody who, you know, uses USB-C or knows anything about USB Type-C. You got your HDMI port right here. And this is your USB 3.0. And you notice that it's blue. Your regular USB ports, your 2.0s, won't be blue, they'll be black. So this is color coded to let you know that if you're using anything that requires USB 3.0, you should be using this one. Alright, and then you have your SD card slot right here. So anybody who wants to take your SD card out of your phone or whatever else you use on in, and your micro, and then you put the adapter, put it in the adapter and use it, then you plug it in there. Nothing, so the camera, nothing on the front. Right side of it, you got your 3.5 right here, headphone jack. You got a USB right here. So this is two USB 2.0s. You know what I mean? So you plug whatever. You can plug whatever. You can plug a USB 3.0 into only the 3.0, but you can plug a 2.0 into the 2.0s or the 3.0s. So that don't really matter. You got your battery charger. So you plug that in, charge your battery right there. You got two little indicators right there. Now on the back, you have looks like cooling. Right here, you know, to keep your laptop, notebook, netbook, whatever you want to call it, cool. You got, you know, keep it cool down here. And then you have a, you take this off, this is where you can get to your hard drive and stuff like that. All right, so flipping it all the way back over. Like I said, a lot of the features in this notebook, netbook, however you want to call it. I do like the black keyboard. Definitely a hot feature on here. I mean, you can't go wrong with black. So I like the black keyboard, like the black keys. I actually like, I don't know if y'all can see it, I'm gonna try to zoom in on the power button. But like the power button is a button just like, let me see, hold on, I'm trying to zoom in. A power button is the same button as like the rest of these buttons. You know what I mean? So it's not like a little slim button, a little skinny button or nothing like that. It's the same type of button as if you were pushing one of these. So I like that. It just has a different feel to it. I like the way these keys feel. They kind of give you a spongy kind of response, like they snap back to you. Definitely a good keyboard. I definitely like the keyboard. Like I said, it's a hot feature. I would say to this laptop, you got full HD 1080p, so you can watch movies, you could do, you know, stuff like that. What else do I like on here? You have the screen size, which is 15 inches, which is not bad at all. You know what I mean? You could do video editing. If you wanted to, this would be a good screen size for video editing. That's what I meant to say. I think 15 and above are good for video editing. 13, you're kind of pushing it for screen size and video editing. The speed of this laptop is definitely nice. Internet speed is fast, you know, and your processor on here is able to do a few decent things, you know what I mean? So speed on here is no problem for internet, opening up programs and things of that nature. You're not gonna have many hiccups or many problems in this laptop. USB ports, I like the USB ports. I like the fact that you have a USB 3.0 that's color coded, and then you have two 2.0s. I like that. Then you got the USB Type C port, which, you know, USB Type C is the wave. It's definitely the future. So anybody who putting out a product that's, you know, futurized, or, you know, something that's supposed to be for this time right now, should have USB Type C. You got a SD port, which is definitely a plus, you know what I mean, because then you could throw your SD card in there and do what you need to do with the SD port. The HD camera, the camera is pretty decent, you know what I mean. I'm not gonna tell you it's the greatest, you know, you're not gonna get 4K quality or you know, anything like that, but the camera is definitely usable, you know what I mean. If you want to do face cam, excuse me, if you wanted to do Skyping or anything like that, it definitely works. You get the HDMI port, so any of the gamers, you know, you'll be able to hook PS4, Xbox One, anything that uses HDMI, you plug it in there and you'll be able to play on the laptop. And the trackpad on here is nice. I like the if y'all can see, I like the silver trim I like the silver trim on the trackpad. It's really nice, sleek looking, good design. And I mean, all in all, the body on this laptop is good. Is pretty good actually. I like it all. I would say it's nice. The keys is the keyboard is definitely one of the top features for me, because I like to be able, I like a little response, a little kickback, you know what I mean? So when you type in, you'll feel it. Like it has a totally different feel than most keyboards. Now, some of the things that are, I could say I really don't like, or that could be better, is I don't think this laptop is for gaming. And as far as gaming, I mean, like, my son tried to play Fortnite on here, because it says my son's laptop, actually Santa Claus bought it for Christmas for him. But I don't think that you could play games on here, like online games, because he tried to play Fortnite and it was just so slow, you know what I mean? Everything was a process, and it just took forever, and he kept getting killed because, you know, he couldn't keep up on here. So you might want to bump it up to 12 gigabytes if you want to, you know, try gaming. Definitely might want to try that. It could help you. But like I said, I seen it. It was choppy. It wasn't good at all. So I don't know if I could recommend this far as internet gaming. Another thing that I noticed on here is he wanted to do game capture with Elgato game capture device, and using that we had some lag, it wasn't a whole bunch, but it was enough, you know what I mean? Like, you would think with the 8 gigabytes and you know, the processor, that this laptop would be able to handle all that, you know what I mean? It'd be able to handle, you know, that, and it has USB 3.0, and it was the Elgato HD 60S, which is basically the lowest lag Elgato that you can get far as external game capture card. It has the lowest latency, so it shouldn't have been it shouldn't have had any lag, or very minimum lag, and the lag was kind of unbearable at times. So again, that goes back to the processor. I don't know, maybe I went through a couple different settings. I used a couple different, changed it up, and I still was kind of getting the same problem. Now, mind you, my son was working on it, so I don't know if he changed anything else, but I'm pretty sure he didn't. But as far as from my experience, I couldn't recommend it really for to use with the game capture card, because I mean, like I said, it just gave me lag that I didn't like. And I know it wasn't the game capture card, because I used it on my HP, and I had no problems. I had no lag whatsoever. So like I said, you might want to just bump up to 12 gigabytes if you plan on doing anything like that. And another thing I didn't like was no backlit keyboard. I think that, you know, if anybody who has a laptop, it's mobile, you know what I mean? So you're going to be taking it places. You might be in a car. You might be, you know, in a dark room, and you know, the backlit keyboard is a plus. You know what I mean? It's a plus. And I think that all laptops really should have a backlit keyboard. So like the MacBooks, you know what I mean? Light up the keyboard and be able to go about your business. No CD or DVD drive. That was a negative for me. I thought about getting this laptop for myself, but after I realized, there's no CD, DVD drive, that's kind of a deal breaker for me, being that I'd be downloading software and stuff like that. I got programs that need it. You got to have a CD, DVD drive for, and you know what I mean? I mean, there's other ways to get around it, but it's just an extra hassle to not have it. So I definitely would rather have it than not have it. And speaker location, as you can see up here, all on the top, there's no speakers. All right, no speaker up here whatsoever. So the speaker, ain't no speaker up here, of course. Speakers are on the bottom, and I think that's a horrible placement for speakers, because obviously it's going to be muffled because it's down you know, it's the speaker down, so it's going to be muffled like that. So I think that's a design flaw, is to not have the speakers on the top part. Like I said, my HP has a speaker grill all across here. It almost goes the whole length. If it doesn't go the whole length, it might actually do it. But all across there, it's a speaker grill. So I think that should have been added there also. Or even I've seen some where they kind of put it like down here, you know what I mean, which is better than the bottom to me. I don't know the quality you would get from a speaker being down there, but it definitely would be better than it being under it and being muffled, being on whatever surface that is on. And now back to speakers, we're going to have speaker quality that I didn't feel was the greatest because, of course, it's just not great because of the location. So you don't really, unless you're going to be carrying your laptop like a boombox and listening to it like that, it's just not going to sound great. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not going to sound great. Maybe I'll put a little video on or something so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. You can hear it a little bit. But like I said, the screen looks beautiful. And of course, you're not going to get everything because, you know what I mean, it's being recorded, so you're not going to really see everything. Let me see. So I'll just go to one of my videos, of course, and I'll just play one of these. Another thing that I didn't like about the trackpad is some trackpads have like the scroll feature. Y'all can't see what I'm talking about. Some trackpads have the scroll feature right here. So it's like you got the whole trackpad, but then there's like a little, like, I don't even want to say 25%, but just say like 10%, 15% of the trackpad, which is actually a scroll. So you can scroll up and down like that instead of having to hold it with one hand and then do all the other. It's just unnecessary. So it's definitely better to have the, I thought they could add that, is to have the scroll pad, the scroll feature right here in the actual, in the trackpad instead of having to, you know, use the up and down arrows and stuff like that. But let me play this video real quick so I can kind of get some of the sound quality.
Hey, it's Corbin from Honey. So I just figured out a way to save a bunch of money online. I was about to buy these headphones.
No, he wasn't. But look, you know, you can tell how it's muffled a little bit. Let me make sure the volume is all the way up. What's up, YouTube? DOAKABONDS Urban Tech Reviews, and I'm gonna be doing a review today on the if you pick it up,
Vinci, however you want to pronounce it, smart headphones. All right, now you can get these headphones on Amazon.com for $149.77. All right, now before we get into the review, I want to tell y'all that this product was funded by Kickstarter. And it had over $1 million raised by over 6,000 backers.
Yeah, so the speaker right here.
So this is a hot product.
And one right there.
And we're going to get into it, though. But it comes in 3 different colors. You can get it in classic white, punk red.
Like I said, I just don't like
black. All right? Now let's open it up real quick. Well, let's look at the box, see what the box looking like. All right? Now, these are supposed to be...
Like I was saying, I just don't like the placement of the speakers, and I don't like the quality of them. Like I said, being at the bottom, they just sound muffled, and it just doesn't sound right to me. So, all in all, I think this is a good laptop. I can't give it recommendations as far as video or video editing. Maybe photo editing. You might be able to get away with photo editing, but video editing, no, because I think you need to bump up the 8 gigabytes to 12 gigabytes. I definitely think that's something that you would need. It would help your laptop move a lot smoother, and it would cut down a lot of that lag and it being able to do multiple things at one time. Anybody who does game editing or video editing or anything like that, you know that you need a lot of processor. It eats up a lot of processor. So like I said, I can't recommend it on that feature. But for as an overall laptop, if it was just for your regular person, price is not bad. Under $500. It looks great. The black design looks great. The top of the laptop looks great. It's kind of carbon fiber looking-ish. You know what I mean? The silver right here is definitely good. Not too many flaws about this laptop, but I think it's a decent laptop. But it's DOAKABONDS, Urban Tech Reviews. If you like this video, click that thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, which I don't know why you wouldn't be subscribed to the channel, but maybe you're not. Maybe you're not. All you got to do is click the little Android guy in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. If you're not following me on all my social media sites, that's easy too. Don't flip out. It's easy too. All you got to do is go into the description, click on every one of those links in the description, and you can follow me on every one of my social media sites. But we out.